Imagine having all of your favorite commands in one place. Do you think this would speed up your AutoCAD work? Well, let's find out. So, to do that, I'm gonna create a tab in my ribbon with my own preferred commands. And I'm gonna add these three commands over here that we have created together in our channel. So in order to do that and to customize and do my own ribbon with my own tools, I'm gonna go and use the CUI command. This will open up the customized user interface. So before I do anything, I like to have a backup of my workspace so that if something happened, I can immediately revert the changes. And the way I'm going to do that is by selecting the current workspace, which is drafting and annotation. That's its current. I'm going to right click on it and say duplicate over here. So once I do that, I'm gonna rename this and maybe say drafting and annotation, and maybe I can call this lazy Arquitecto. You can name it as you wish, but once I have that, I can right click on this workspace and set current. That way, when I start making changes to my ribbon and my tools, again, I can always go back and um, and then fix any mistakes or any problems that I might have. So all of the changes again will be saved under this lazy architecto workspace. All right, so that's very important. Now that we have that, what we can do is expand the ribbon over here, because those are where all of our tools and commands are saved. And what I'm going to do is expand the ribbon tabs by clicking on this plus icon. Now, I can create, you can see all of the tabs that I have. We have annotate, home 2D, that's the home tab right here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on the tab and create a brand new tab by selecting this option, new tab. Now I'm gonna rename my ribbon tab. Gonna call it lazy arquitecto, of course. And once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of commands to this ribbon, right? But before I do that, I like to take this into small steps so that way I know that everything is working smoothly, right? What most folks do is they start adding and changing everything on the ribbon, and once they accept the changes, they will realize that nothing was updated. So they will have to manually go back and see where is the problem. That's not what we like to do here. We don't like to waste time. So that's why I'm going to stop here and simply hit apply and clicked OK. So as we can see over here on the ribbon, nothing really happened. So that's a problem, right? The good thing is that since I'm doing this in small steps, I can simply go back to the CUI and check what I previously did, right? So we can see that we are on the workspace, Lazy Arquitecto, and when we expand the ribbon and the tabs, we can see that the Lazy Arquitecto is still there, which is good. but we're not seeing it here on the ribbon, right? We should be able to see that new tab. So we know the problem is here. So the way we're gonna fix this is by going back to the Lazy Arquitecto current. I'm gonna right click on it and say customize workspace. Once I select that option, I can see something is happening here. Everything is highlighted in blue. And when I scroll down, I can see that the tabs now have a check next to it. So this way, if I scroll down, of course, the ones that have check is the ones that are being used on this workspace. So, but if we scroll down, we're gonna see that the Lazy Arquitecto tab is not checked. So let's go ahead and check that, and let me go ahead and hit done, and finally hit apply. So let me check now that indeed the Lazy Arquitecto, let's see, let me do it one more time. So customize, I just want to make sure that here we go, is checked. So we're all good. I'm gonna simply click done and hit OK. Let's see now. Here we go. Finally, our new tab, in this case the Lazy Arquitecto tab, is showing up on my ribbon here. Now that's a good we're going on the right direction. Again, we're doing this in small steps, so that way we can avoid any big problems or errors, right? So once I click now on the new tab, Lazy Arquitecto, of course this is going to have your own name, might have your company name, whatever you want to call it. We can see that there is no tools or commands here or panels. That's fine, because we didn't add any command yet. Of course, I could do this from scratch and add each command, but if you are a fan of our lazy shows, you already know that we don't like to waste time. Meaning we don't like to start anything from scratch or zero. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a command or a tool that I like to reuse, that I liked how it looks. So let me go over here, and here we go. So I want my 3 commands right here that I'm gonna add to my ribbon tab, Lazy Arquitecto. I want them to look something like this. I like this design. I want the icon to the left, and I want a text that shows what the command is about. So I really like this one, and that's why I'm gonna try to find this and reuse it, right? So that way I don't have to recreate any of these from scratch. So let me show you how we do that. So let me go back to the CUI and try to find those. So ribbon, tabs. The tab would be the parametric tab. So let me scroll down and try to find it. Where it is, let's see if we can find it. Here we go, parametric. So let's expand this. We have parametric manage, parametric dimensional, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, I need the dimensional panel because I like these commands setup. So what I'm gonna do is double click on any of these commands, and this way I can immediately find where it is located. It's right here, we found it. Before I move my commands to Lazy Arquitecto, I need to create a panel, right? Because commands are not inside tabs or ribbon tabs, but they are inside a panel. So I'm gonna create a panel then really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and under this panel tab, I'm gonna right click on it and say new panel. Here we go. So the name of this panel, it's all up to you, but I'm gonna call them annotation. All right, annotation, and I'm gonna press enter. Here we go. I have my brand new panel. Now I need to drag this new panel and place it. So I'm gonna left click on it. Oops, where I just did, I lost it. It's right here. So I'm gonna left click on it and I'm gonna hold it and drag it all the way up till I see the Lazy Arquitecto tab. So where is it? Let's see, let's keep scrolling, and it's right here. So I'm gonna release it right here, and we can see we have an annotation panel now. Similar to this dimensional, we have an annotation panel. I'm gonna go ahead and click apply and then click OK to see first that my new panel was added. So I'm gonna go back to the Lazy Arquitecto tab and we can see that our annotation was added, which is great, right? Let's see how we can add again our 3 different commands right here. So let me go back to the CUI, and this time let's try something different. So let's go ahead and find again the parametric over here, or the one that we wanted to simply copy. So let's find where is parametric. So again, so many tabs and panels that we have. Parametric, here we go, dimensional, let's double click, and that's the sub panel 2, and that's the one that we need, sub panel 2. And I'm gonna go ahead and right click on the parametric dimensional and hit duplicate. So once I have that, our copy of our parametric dimensional, let's left click on it and drag it all the way up till we see our new tab. Here we go, Lazy Arquitecto. We can drag it right here. All right, so once we do that, we're gonna have 2 panels now. So I'm gonna hit apply, and what I'm gonna do is hit OK. Before I keep changing anything, I'm gonna hit OK. Let's see if it did something, right? Again, we're trying to do this in small steps, and here we go. We have annotation panel, and we have a copy of our parametric panels, which is great. Why? Because now we can easily remove all of these commands. We can easily change the name of this to annotation panel, and we will be ready to go. So let's do that. Let me go to the CUI one more time. Let's go ahead and go to panels. Let's go ahead and find our copy of parametric dimensional. Let's expand that and let's erase what we don't need. Here we go. Those are the ones that we need. Subpanel 3, we don't need it. So I'm gonna erase that or delete it. We right click on it and say delete elements. Here we go. This is how the previous is gonna look. Now we need to erase these commands or tools over here.
So what I'm gonna do is Let's see. I can right click and say removed. Say yes. And here we go. We're doing some progress over here. So then I'm gonna click this one over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete the row 1. Right click on it, set delete. We removed a couple of more commands. We can hit row 2, right click, delete. This one over here, this other command. So what I can do is right click on it, say delete, yes, and finally erase this last command or row, like so.
Great. So I have all the commands that I need now. And of course is inside my parametric over here. So all I need to do now is let me first hit apply. So I'm gonna go ahead and expand the ribbon, expand the tabs, find our new ribbon tab, remove the ones that we don't need it, in this case annotation, the ones in here. Then we need to go ahead and go to our panels, go to our copy of parametric, and of course expand this ribbon tab like so. And I don't need this sub panel 1, that's the line that is right here, that's divider. I don't need that, so I'm gonna right click and say delete, say yes, and we can see that now we have. So let me also delete this other one, say yes, and now we can see we don't have that line or divider anymore, which is nice. So next, what I like to fix is the name, of course, because this is not the name that I want to call this annotation, right? So the way I'm gonna do it is let's try it. Let's hit apply first. I'm gonna go ahead and rename this annotation, as well as over here under the display text, hit apply, and let's see what we got. So I'm gonna click OK. Let's see if that did it. And great, we have the annotation tab with our 3 commands. So the last step would be to replace those 3 commands with, again, the ones that we need. Let's go ahead, go to the CUI, expand our ribbon, expand our panels, find our annotation panel right here. This is the annotation panel that we previously created. We don't need that, of course. Let's erase it to avoid confusion. And over here, what we can do is again replace the commands that we need in this case. So I'm going to expand this for 1, select that command, and from my ribbon here is the list of all of the commands available. So I'll have to just right click or left click on it and simply release it right there. So that way I can erase the show height. I can remove that, say yes, and then once I double click on this row, you can see that now the new command will show up there. These 3 commands are not regular or standard AutoCAD commands available on the program. These are custom commands that we created on the channel using macros. So that's why they are not showing under the regular commands. Otherwise, it would be easier to just replace it from the list. So we have a problem. So let's see how we can solve that. Let's see if we can drag this command. Right click. Nope. We cannot just drag this command. So what I'm gonna do is then I'm gonna have to recreate these commands really quick. So what I'm gonna do is create a new command with this star icon by clicking on it, and you're gonna see that that's the command name. So what I'm gonna do is right click on my commands from my property palette, and I'm gonna copy the name, of course. Gonna paste it here. Gonna keep copying now the description with Control C. Gonna paste it here with Control V, and the last piece of information is copy with Control C. Go back to the command, say paste. Finally, so I'm gonna click OK. Just to keep things moving, I'm gonna assign an icon. Let's say this one right here. Right, again, that's for explanation purposes. So I'm gonna hit apply, and I have my command ISO anno over here ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is left click on it and move it right there and release it, so that way I can erase this other command that I don't need it. So my lazy anno is there. If you see that it's not updating on the preview, what you can do is double click on the row a couple of times, so that way it can kind of update or refresh. So the command is right there, and of course it doesn't have a name. I'm gonna add the name ISO anno, hit apply. Let's double click again over here. So the reason why it's not showing the text next to the icon for our command, it's because under the appearance option, bottom style, we have to change that to small with text, and that way we will see our command right there. So we can hit apply, and I'm gonna do the same steps really quick again to translate my custom commands over here.
Really quick again, create a new command, right click, properties, copy, name, paste it, for the description, again copy, paste it, for the macro or string, copy, paste it, hit OK, select an icon over here from my ribbon, let's say this one, hit apply, anno all off, gonna drag it, release it under the row number 2, erase the other command that I don't need, I will click on row 1 to refresh, go ahead and add my name, anno all off, and of course change the bottom style to small with text, and finally I'm gonna do the same procedure for my other custom command, properties, cell anno, paste the name, copy the description, paste it there, copy the command string or macro, paste it there, hit OK, select an icon, hit apply, and I have my cell anno to select all of my annotations. So I'm going to left click, drag it and release it there, erase the command that I don't need, double click to refresh on the row 1, finally rename or add the name of my command and change to bottom style small with text.
Here we go. We have successfully translated our custom commands. Once we hit apply and clicked OK, we will have so let me close this first, and then go back to our lazy Arquitecto, and we will see that we have created our new annotation panel with the ISO anno to isolate all of our annotation, in this case dimensions, text, leaders, and so on. We have also added our anno all off to turn off all of our annotations in our drawing with one click, as you can see. Another favorite command to select all of our annotations, the cell anno. Great. So what do you think about these techniques that we have implemented, we have created a ribbon? Let me know on the chat now.